Good morning, guys. It is Wednesday, day 118. What I am doing today is kind of a midweek weigh-in. And the reason for this midweek weigh-in is because I weighed myself this morning and I got a little excited. However, I no longer have access to the fitness center because I am no longer working at Xerox. As I mentioned yesterday, annual enrollment ended yesterday, and the powers that be decided that they were not going to keep any of the employees at the Allen Park facility on for the correction period that would have at least taken us through December the 31st. Nothing I can do about it at this point except apply for a couple of other positions there that have opened up and hope for the best and start applying other places as well. Excuse me. All of that's neither here nor there. Also, another reason for the midweek weigh-in, aside from losing access to the fitness center, is that tomorrow is Thanksgiving. Now, I do not intend to really overeat tomorrow. However, I am not going to be really watching myself either. I fully intend to have a piece of pie. I fully intend to have, turkey, stuffing, all the trimmings. So that is another reason why I want to show you this while it's, here, because it may be gone by Saturday. Anyway, here's the midweek weigh-in on Wednesday, November the 26th, day 118. Say hello once again to Mr. Scale. And there you have it, 356.2. I don't know exactly what I did to finally break through that barrier that has been holding me between 360 and 362 for weeks now. But I have finally broken through, and I am down into the 350s for the first time since I was in high school. And 356.2. Without the phone in my hand, it was actually 355.4. And you imagine, how excited I got when I saw that. I just hope and pray that me going back on the job hunt and losing access to the fitness center and all of that doesn't ruin that progress. I'm going to have to be very careful in what I eat and how much I eat and when I eat. I think a big part of the problem is that I generally wait until I get my mom from work on the days that she works till 9. I generally wait to eat until then, and that's a bit late for me to eat. Especially when you consider that that's, Thursday and Friday, right before the weigh-in day, But it was nice to see this morning. It was, I had a shitty day yesterday. I had to work 10.5 hours knowing full well it was going to be my last day. They didn't tell us until the last hour and a half, 2 hours that we were there. They told us around 4:30ish. And, I think the only reason she told us that is because a couple of people who had asked to leave early for whatever reason, she had to tell them, and despite asking them not to mention anything, they of course immediately went onto the floor and told everybody. So essentially what she ended up doing is pulling us into the training room in groups and explaining to us the situation and asking us, kind of begging us to stay until the end of our shift, because when other people on the floor learned that it was our last day, some people just got up, got their stuff, and left. And my thing is it's like, why would you do that? Sure, they could be blowing smoke up our ass by saying that they have these other positions opening and that, they're bringing a new client in, that'll be a bunch of positions. Sure, that could all be just be a bunch of crap to appease us and get us to stay until the end of our shift. But why take the risk, It's a good job. You know, what else are you going to do out there? What call center are you going to find where you're going to make $14 an hour and not need, some sort of major prior experience in order to get in? Because I haven't found one. This is the best one that I found. So, yeah, so she told us, and I stayed till the end of the shift. But I had already known, not because anybody had told me, but because it was kind of obvious. There was no reason for them to buy us pizza today if we were going to be back tomorrow. You know? So it's like I kind of joked the day before. I'm like, they're giving us pizza tomorrow. That's the kiss of death. And I was right. This isn't my first rodeo. I've worked in inbound call centers, I've worked in outbound call centers, I've worked project-based things many times before, and every time they feed you, be leery. When I worked for Dialogue Marketing, anytime a project was going to have to cut agents or was being cut completely, our manager would take us down. There was a little cafeteria in one of the buildings that I worked at when I worked for them. She would take us down to that cafeteria and buy us breakfast. And it's like, man, it's like, why even do that? It's like a Band-Aid. Just yank it off. Just be like, look, project's over. You guys, I'll try and find you something, but I don't have anything yet. I would prefer it that way than you bribing me with food, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, so I'm back on the job hunt, and we'll see what happens. I mentioned in yesterday's video that a friend of mine offered to hook me up with a membership to, Planet Fitness or, whatever was close to me. And while I hate kind of being a charity case, I may take him up on that. I don't know if you guys remember, but when I first started this, I had mentioned that I had discussed with another friend of mine the possibility of making like a GoFundMe page or a Kickstarter to kind of help with some of the things that I would need to do this, like the how I had wanted to get shoes and a knee brace and workout clothes, things that I would need to really help the situation. Use some of it to buy vegetables and better foods and stuff like that. But I decided not to do that because I feel that is not necessarily like that it's cheating, but that it's kind of cheap, I don't know. I always feel when I see GoFundMe pages and Kickstarter pages like that are kind of not really giving back to anyone, that I'm like, just do it yourself. That's always been my kind of up here. It's like, do it yourself. And so it's difficult for me to accept that kind of help, which I think is part of the reason why my friend Carrie, when she bought me the food scale and the new Mr. Scale that I use, I don't know why I call it Mr. Scale. When she did that, she had wanted it to be anonymous. She didn't want me to know but the place that sent it had kept a tag in there, a receipt that had her name on it. So, but yeah, I feel awkward. I feel awkward in that situation because it's like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. It is what it is. Anyway, I'm I'm going to apply for a couple of jobs before I have to take my mom to work, and I will talk to you guys later on today. What's up, guys? So I am waiting on my mom. I'm about to take her to work, and then I am running to the store to grab a couple things for Thanksgiving tomorrow that I was not able to get last night. Not a heck of a lot going on today other than that. As I've already explained, the annual enrollment period ended for the company that had hired Xerox to do their annual enrollment. So that's over. I'm unemployed for the moment and keeping my fingers crossed that it does not last very long. I would ideally like to have another job by December 1st. That would be fantastic. But we'll see what happens with that. It just kind of sucks because all the stuff that, that I wanted to do, I was never, because we were so backed up on bills and stuff from me being unemployed for so long and my mom trying to make things work on, $9.25, $9.50, whatever the hell she makes an hour. We were so backed up on a lot of stuff that I never really got the opportunity to get myself going. And yes, I spent money on some things that I shouldn't have, going out to eat when I shouldn't have and whatnot. But in my defense, it had been so long since I could really do those things that it got away from me. So once I'm working again, hopefully that will be out of my system so that when I start bringing in paychecks again, that'll be that. The paycheck that I get this week, most of it's going towards bills, towards, again, trying to get caught up. And I'm hoping that I have enough. I need to get at least a winter hat and gloves, if not a coat, because I do not have an adequate winter coat or winter wardrobe. So I gotta talk to my mom about that. And I need socks. It's like these are things that are an absolute necessity. I've got like one decent pair of socks because for whatever reason I buy socks and they disappear. I'm pretty sure that my cousin takes them because he doesn't have any. I don't know. I don't know what goes on in his head. So anyway, that's kind of what's going on today. I will talk to you guys a little bit later if anything interesting happens. I don't think I'm going to get out for a walk outside because it is cold and I, again, have no real winter stuff. I have this hoodie. I have a leather jacket that I can put over the hoodie, but the leather jacket doesn't really do anything and it's kind of cumbersome. So I'm just hoping, keep me in your thoughts if you aren't a believer in a higher power, keep me in your thoughts. If you are a believer in a higher power, keep me in your prayers. Whatever works for you, just hopefully this period of unemployment does not last long. Ideally, I would like to get a call from Xerox within the next couple days saying we'd like you to come in and, interview for this permanent position that you applied for when you left the other position. I'd love to stay at Xerox. I'd love to make a career out of it. We'll see what happens. I will talk to you guys later. What's up, guys? So I'm about to pick my mom up, and I figured I'd just get on and do kind of a sign-off for the day. I didn't really do much after I got home from the store. I went on the computer, I applied for a couple of positions, another one at the same place that I was at, and one for customer service for UPS. Did that, ate some lunch, and just ended up taking a nap and sleeping for a couple hours, and then got up to come get my mom, and probably going to go home and apply for a couple more jobs. So we'll see what happens with that. Thanksgiving is tomorrow. We're not really doing anything too special. We're just making dinner at the house, and it's just, I guess, going to probably be me, my mom, Ryan, my cousin, Michael, my brother, and his girlfriend Sam, and the baby, is what I'm thinking, unless they decide to go somewhere with her family. I don't know, but mine is not apparently doing anything this year. Again, they've got their own things going on now. I guess nobody wants to take on the responsibility, and our house certainly is not it's not the size, for one thing. It's not big enough to host our family for Thanksgiving, and it's not in the shape to host our family for Thanksgiving. The best place that we could, if we decided to do that, would be in the basement where the big table is, but the basement is gutted, and we don't know when that will change. Hopefully soon, because the landlord is having this pipe put in the laundry room that is supposed to, I guess, prevent this from becoming the case again, because we've flooded a couple times due to the runoff from the rain backing up into the homes, which of course the city will tell you is not the case, that's not why it flooded, but that's bullshit. The city can go F itself. Anyway, so there's not really any way for us to do that at our house, and everyone else in the family that could has their own things going on. So it is what it is. It's just going to be us, and hopefully it won't be a miserable experience. Hopefully everyone will behave themselves and not, get attitude and be themselves. Hopefully we will be a normal family this year. And I know that, a lot of people will say, well, there's no such thing as normal. Well, that may be true, but there's also, civility and just being assholes. And sometimes the people that I live with, one particular person in general, is an asshole. It doesn't matter if he knows that something upsets you, he will do it ceaselessly. Actually, I guess technically that's true of two of the people that I live with. But anyway, I need to stop complaining and just be thankful that I'm here, that, I have come as far as I have since the summer. Like you saw earlier today, I did a midweek weigh-in, and I am finally under 360. I am in the 350s. And I'm happy about it. I wish that I still had access to the fitness center, because I'm a bit worried that with this being the holiday season and being the winter and me not having, the winter clothes to walk outside and stuff, that losing that privilege is going to be a bit of a problem. And yes, I know I have an offer from a friend that will help me out with that, but I'm still kind of, I don't know. Anyway, enough of that. I'm gonna go. I will talk to you guys tomorrow, and maybe I'll show you the final product on some of our Thanksgiving food. Talk to you then.